I got these 2 silver coins off of eBay for $1. Last week I was looking on eBay in the Buy It Now lots for, in the category World Coins, Collections, and Lots, and I found one eBay listing that was called 30 Coins from Europe. And it had an opening bid of $1 with a shipping price of $2. And when I looked at the listing, I realized that almost everything in it was common, but it did have 2 silver coins in it. And I took a closer look at it. Now, as it turns out, that if the seller had known it was silver and put that in there, I'm sure it would have probably gone for $10 or so. But there wasn't too much. Well, the pictures weren't that good, weren't that clear, so you couldn't really see everything that was there. It turned out to be more like 45 coins and a couple of banknotes as well. And so let's take a closer look. These coins are essentially identical. They are both 10 shilling coins from Austria, dated 1956. They are 64% silver, and that's going to give them a, I believe each of them is about 0.12 or 0.13 ounces of silver, and that gives this a bullion value of $8 to $9 on these 2 coins. I already had these coins, but anytime you can pick up $8 worth of silver for $3, I'm going to do that. At least I wasn't going to bid it up, but if I could get it for the opening bid, sure, why not? Now, they made this version as a non-silver coin starting at some point in the 70s, and if you can't tell which is which just by the silver look of it, eventually they replaced this shield with, I believe, a winged eagle, and so if you have that version, it is not silver. Now, in a lot like this, anything that I get that's worthwhile after this is pretty much a pretty good bonus. And there were a couple things that were new to my collection. Now, a German one-pfennig coin is quite common, and that's what this looks like with the one pfennig, but there's something written around it. And Langenzenner Glückspfennig is what that said. Let's go ahead and turn it over. Sonderprägung, Viel Glück, 1974, and I'm not going to try and pronounce the rest of this. So this is a Glückspfennig, which would roughly translate to what we would call a lucky penny. I believe these were made for to be handed out during New Year's Day. So you could celebrate the new year with a kind of a commemorative token. This is not really worth a one pfennig in Germany, but it's neat, a neat token, I believe. And so I've never, I did an eBay search of these. I never found this specific design. I did find different designs from 1974, but I guess it's funny how the German word for luck is Gluck. And I don't know how to pronounce that U with the 2 dots over it. So here we have a lucky pfennig. I also happen to get this 1 drachma coin from Greece, and 1971. A lot of the coins throughout the 60s and the 70s from Greece look very similar. They made subtle changes. I would have thought I had this coin already, but it turned out they only made this version of the coin for 2 years until they changed the design. And I believe they updated the portrait that is shown here on this 1 drachma coin. It did come with a couple of Turkish banknotes, and I thought this one was interesting. This was during a period in the late 90s, early 2000s of some hyperinflation with really large numbers on them. And so this one's going to be 250,000 Turkish Lira. And I am not familiar with the Turkish political leaders, but to me that looks like Robert Herjavec off of Shark Tank, but I'm pretty sure it's not. It does have the security stripe thread through it. Flip this over, And looks like we have an octagon-sided castle on the back. From a similar series, we have the 100,000 Turkish Lira. Have a man on a horse there. We still have the anti-theft stripe running through it. And to me, that looks like the man on the front handing a bouquet of flowers to some school children. I'm not going to show you all the coins that came in a lot because they are very current, very common, but just some of the more interesting ones. Also from Turkey, we've got this one from 1998, probably the same individual that was on the paper money, and this is a 50,000 lira. Bin is, or bin, however you pronounce that, is short for thousand. So that's 50,000 lira. I guess they got tired of printing off so many zeros. And this one is the 25 bin lira. Has a rose on it. Has the letters TC and a rose on the edge. This one looks like it also has a TC and almost looks like spades on that one. In 1999, there were some coins featuring Mustafa Ataturk. These are both 100,000 lira coins. This one is made out of brass. 100,000 lira. This coin was only made for 2 years. And this one was 1999. They also made it in 2000. There is another version of this coin where it just has this logo on the other side. And then in 2001, it was replaced with this version. And a simpler and smaller design. Here's a common aluminum coin from Italy, but this one is in better shape than what I normally see. This is a 10 lira coin with the stalk of wheat on the back. And we'll finish with a couple of common coins from Israel. This is a I believe it's pronounced agarot, and this one is a 5 agarot, and that one's made out of aluminum. This one is made out of brass. Flip this one over, has the 5 on it. Flip this one over, and we have more wheat on it. Kind of a fun thing about that particular coin is when I was a child, and I guess this was before I actually started collecting coins, but something that got me interested in it, I put a box fan in my room. I was probably 5th or 6th grade at the time, and one of these coins fell out of the box fan, and I was like, how on earth does a coin from Israel end up in a fan that gets placed in my room? Well, as it turns out, my brother had found it somewhere, and he had accidentally dropped it into the fan, and then a couple of years later, I found it, and then a couple of years later, he saw where I had it laying on my shelf, and he's like, oh, so that's what happened to it. So there you go. All right, thanks for watching, and you might find some pretty good deals on eBay as well. Bye.